This is Michael Frost with SPCE 610-820. Here are my cards. Shuffle them as best I can. Well, now shuffle them one more time. And cut them in half. And I'll put that stack there. I'll shuffle them one more time because I saw the back. And I'll put it right there. All right. Now I'm going to start my 1-minute timer. Timer is going, if you can't tell. All right. A variation of the functional analysis in which multiple contingencies are implemented simultaneously when challenging behavior is demonstrated in the control condition. The same reinforcers are provided contingently and non-conditionally. Pass. Aversive stimulus assessments are conducted to identify the stimuli that function as a punishment assessment. So that's one correct. Reinforcer, that is maintaining the target behavior. Function. The use of structured interviews, checklists, rating scales, or questionnaires to obtain information. Well, so I got 2 out of 3. Okay. The use of structured interviews, checklists, rating scales, or questionnaires to obtain information from those who are familiar with the person's challenging behaviors, past, and direct functional assessment. A type of assessment that evaluates the relationship between environment and behavior, where an observer collects several forms of descriptive data regardless of areas where the person lives or works. Pass. Ecological assessment. Component of behavior assessment process. Functional assessment process continues with the goal of developing the intervention and pinpointing specific behaviors to the increased or decreased. Culminates in pre-intervention phase, pass, pinpointing and designing intervention. Real or concrete objects or outcomes that result from behavior, permanent product. A preference assessment where the assessor places 2 items in front of the learner and the child selects one of the items. Paired stimulus preference assessment. Component of behavior assessment process, quantitative measurement of behavior over time to allow for ongoing evaluation of progress and response intervention, pass, monitoring progress. Systematic method of assessment for obtaining information about purposes. A behavior serves a person. Functional behavioral assessment. A lifelong process of self-realization and self-critique that does not require mastery of beliefs and behaviors pertaining to different cultures. Rather, it encourages developing respectful attitudes towards diverse points of view. Cultural humility. A document that provides description of specific behaviors and the conditions under which the behavior occurs. Pass. Behavior checklist. Description of events that are recorded by observers with formal data collection, verbal reports of an episode. Pass. Anecdotal observation. A procedure in which stimuli are presented to an individual and selections are made to determine a preferred collection of Stimulus preference assessment. Reinforcers that are not functionally related to a target behavior. Pass. Arbitrary reinforcers. The individual behaves in order to get focused attention from parents, teachers, siblings, peers, or people around them. Attention-seeking attention from others. So, got that one wrong. Antecedent behavior consequence, ABC. This one is rating scales, and it didn't have a definition on the list of words. The process through which a behavior problem and its related variables are identified, measured, and manipulated with the resulting behavior change measured. This process broadly describes all forms of evaluation designed to develop effectiveness academic and behavioral interventions. Behavioral pass, behavioral assessment. Any act or series of actions that enables an individual to avoid unpleasant or painful situations, stimuli, or events, avoidance. Collection of common verbal or overt behaviors that are learned and maintained by a set of similar social and environmental contingencies and are occasioned by actions and objects that define given setting or context. Path. Culture. When a behavior continues to happen even after training has stopped maintenance. Refers to the context, impacting reinforcement independent of others, not reflexes. Pass. Automatic reinforcement. An assessment in which an individual's performance is compared to a preset standard or criterion-based pass. Criterion-based test. An exchange between the behavior analyst and stakeholder with the goal of obtaining information about ABC's indirect assessment method, behavioral interview. The individual's behaviors in order to get out of doing something that they do not want to do, escape. Assessment that includes the same questions and tasks be presented using specific procedures and the same scoring criteria are applied. Standardized test. Stimuli are presented to the learner in a series of tests, and learner's response to the stimuli are measured as an index or hierarchy preferences. Pass. Trial-based stimulus preference assessment. A functional assessment method with shortened duration sessions, fewer sessions, independent verification. It is critical in this design through presentation of the baseline experimental conditions followed by a return to baseline conditions. A representation of the experimental condition that produced this initial work. Differentiated results best if assessment time is limited. Shortened functional analysis. Brief functional analysis. A variation of the functional analysis in which multiple contingencies are implemented simultaneously when challenging behavior is demonstrated in the control condition. Those same reinforcers are provided contingently and non-contingently. Pass. Interview, inform, synthesize, contingency analysis. So I'll go ahead and mark on my tracking sheet 9, 8, 4, it. One, pass. Thank you very much. And I'll go ahead and mark on my date of right there. There is the